Now let's talk about the grading policy. Grading policy is very similar to like everybody else. You know, we got A's, 100% to 90%. We got our B's, 89 to 80. Our C's, D's, and F's, okay? Hopefully, right, hopefully everybody's aiming for that A or B range. I never heard of a student actually aiming for an F. You know, if you are, I don't know why, but you know, that's not the goal. Hopefully, you know, you're aiming for an A. And let's talk about how the class is broken down. So basically, I'm going to just go one at a time. You guys are going to have 3 exams. Okay, you guys will have 3 exams. They're going to be worth 50 points each exam. Okay, so that's 150 points total for those 3 exams. And then you will have a final exam worth 50 points. Next is your labs. Right now, just because of everything that's happened, this actually is going to change from 6 to a higher number. Still trying to figure out the schedule. But all you guys need to know is that the labs are going to be worth 30 points, and then whatever the total of how many labs that is. So if it was 6 labs, it'd be a total of 180 points. Like I said, I'm going to go more over these labs in the lab video, okay, which will be coming soon. Okay, so just know that the labs are going to be worth 30 points, and you're definitely going to have around 6 or more labs this semester. Homework assignment. So this is set in stone. You will have 9 homeworks, okay, and each homework assignment is worth 30 points. So this is a total of 270. And then we have what I call quizzes, lab quizzes. Okay, I'm going to go over those quizzes a little bit more. No, I'm going to go over them right now. Okay. So with my quizzes, they're basically going to be around 20 or so quizzes throughout the semester. And these quizzes are basically in-class quizzes, really pop quizzes. I want to be honest with you guys, are pop quizzes. So they could happen at any class period over a certain material. Okay, so it's around 20 or so. So you're looking at 200 points. And you can see right now, that's going to be a big chunk of your grade are these small quizzes. Now, like I said, these quizzes are not they're a 1-question type of quiz. And they can be asked in any class period, okay? So that's a sign right there, right? We talked about setting up each other for success. You got to come to class. If you don't come to class, you might miss a quiz, okay? So, coming to class isn't mandatory. I will say that. But I'm just saying, if you don't come to class, you might miss a quiz. And if you do miss a quiz, you cannot make up those quizzes because they are in-class quizzes, okay? In-class quizzes. Okay, so that's around 200 points. And then we have a service learning bonus assignment. So this is totally optional. Okay, this is totally optional. And this is worth up to 50 points. Okay, which I'm going to go over this a little bit in detail as we continue to go on in this video. Okay, so this is worth 50 points. Now let's talk about our exams. Right, so with the exams, I said that, okay, you got 3 total exams worth 50 points each, with the final exam worth 50 points. So basically how this is going to work, each unit there will be an exam. Okay, there's an exam over the unit. So specifically, we're going to have an exam over Unit 1, Unit 2, and Unit 3. For the final exam, okay, the final exam will be really focused on Unit 4, but it will be comprehensive. So it's going to have a little bit from Units 1 through 3, okay? And that's a total point of 200 points that can be earned on exams, okay? Your exams will be found on Chem 101, okay? Once we go over this homework software, I'll show you guys that in a bit. As far as with the exams, everything is online. If you know that for some odd reason you're not going to be able to take the exam or something comes up, email me. Email me. Let me know. We can work it out. If you have, and for some odd reason, you know that they won't work for the exam and you don't, even though it's online, you're either traveling or your internet might be down or something, email me again about that as well. And then the must and this is a must. The final exam will be scheduled at that time session. Okay. So you know you're going to have any conflicts with any of these exams. I can't say that enough. Email me. Email me. And then just let me just point this out too. You know, this is how I say it. I'm setting you up for success. Okay. I'm not trying to play with you guys. Let's look at the way points are distributed in this class. 200 points for these exams. I know when I was growing up, right? When I took Chem 1, you know, it was just exams and homework, or really in any chemistry class. I remember being in chemistry class, we just had exams. We didn't have no homework or quizzes or anything like that. So if you did bad on the exam, you know, your semester was kind of over. I don't want to do that. I'm not trying to do that to you guys, all right? So the exams are worth 200 points, but guess what? The quizzes are going to be very close to 200 points, right? Notice what else? Labs, very impactful, going to be worth more than 200 points because, like I said, we're going to have more than 6 labs. It's just an example here. And homework assignments, you already know if you do the homework, this is worth more than 200 points. So even if you're not a good test taker, you have plenty of other ways to get your grade to that level, okay? So please, I can't say this enough. If you don't do well on the exam, that's not the end of the world, okay? That is not the end of the world. All right, class rules. Man, at the end of the day, I just want everybody to respect each other, okay? That's simple as that. You know, if I see signs of disrespect at any level, you know, towards me or your fellow classmates, you know, definitely will take note of that. And anything that's just crazy, definitely will have to ask you to leave the classroom. So please, let's not make this, you know, let's not do this. You know, I've been blessed for this not to happen in any of my classrooms, as everybody usually comes with respect. Let's just keep that trend going. Class discussion. Okay, so this is a big one in the classroom, class discussion. Basically, I set you guys up into team elements. So I'm really big on team based learning. Okay, I feel like that's a very effective way to do it. Yeah, so I'm big on team-based learning. That's a very effective way I feel like to do it, especially in chemistry. In case you don't know, chemistry is all about collaboration. And I want to keep that same collaboration that we see in the labs in the lecture room as well. So I split you guys up into team elements. So you basically want to make sure that you guys know your team element. This is all for my face-to-face people too, okay? So you got me in class, like I said. It's going to be different. It's totally different from how I do it online, blended, or anything else, okay? Because we're going to be in this Teams thing, okay? So once we're in face-to-face, I go more in detail about this. But basically, when I'm asking these questions, I'm not necessarily asking an individual. I'm asking that team about that question, okay? So you want to make sure that you're talking to your team and then really just use your team. This is just a side note, but you know, those that have used their teams, like really effectively use their teams, usually the grade in the class is much higher than those that didn't. You know, all the years I've been teaching it, it's been the same thing every single semester. Those who were active in their team, who had some type of team, you know, camaraderie or all that stuff, right? They did significantly well in the class. Okay, and that's because they met outside of class to study. You know, if you didn't know a certain thing, right, you ask that person. And then also seeing a lot of these teams, you know, people end up being friends. Crazy, right? I mean, it's cool, but yeah, and that's the reason why I like it. Okay, and I'm going to continue to do it. So yeah, teams is really big in this class, really big. Homework. Your homework, we're going to have 9 online homework assignments. And then, like I said, you know, this is where it goes to that team thing. You could definitely work on your homework together with your teams, okay? But just be aware that when you actually turn in your homework, it's going to be your own homework, okay? And like I said, I'm going to go over that homework software in a bit. Let everybody know, too. Each homework has its own due date. So you definitely want to make sure you get that homework turned in on time. If you don't, you will receive a 20% late penalty. Okay. So even if you don't get the homework in on time, try to get the homework in. Okay. So you do have up to the exam. So for instance, say that we got exam 1 in February, right? I can't remember the exact date, but it's in February. At the end of February. But before that, the way this class is set up, you're going to have your homeworks before your exam. So if you miss one of those homework assignments, right, you still have all the way up towards that exam to get that homework assignment in. Okay. Now after the exam, all those homeworks that were before will no longer be available. Okay. So you basically have until the exam to get all those homeworks in. After that exam, it's like we're starting new, right? We're starting with that new unit. Lab, I'm going to go over lab again with the video, but this is just a little bit about the lab. You will have required items, and then attendance is mandatory for lab. If you miss a lab, I cannot tell you that you'll be able to make that lab up. Okay, so you want to make sure that you will be able to come to lab. I'm going to go more on that in a bit. And then this other stuff, just to keep this short, definitely want to pay attention to this. Read this stuff here. I'm not going to go over it as it's just towards CCC, so you want to look at that. Let's talk about this real fast. I'm going to go over this more in detail in another video coming up. I don't want you guys to be overwhelmed, but this is just totally optional. With the bonus service learning assignment, okay, this is where it's 50 points. And this is basically where you have the opportunity to get a chemistry demonstration from us here, right, through Don't Be Scared. Okay, so we're going to provide you a kit. You're going to go out there, find a classroom, find a school, and you're going to do that chemistry demonstration to that classroom of students. Okay. After that, right, you will be graded in 2 ways. You have to write a 2 to 3 page reflection essay, super simple, just over your experience and how everything was basically. Okay. So you must do that essay, and then the other half will be graded by that given instructor or teacher. So you go out to a school, they're going to see how you do. They're going to give you their grade as far as how they thought you did in the classroom. Okay. You can find these details in Blackboard as well. Like I said, I'm going to give some more information about that in the upcoming videos.